live from the Quad Cities. This is CBS4 News This Morning at 6.
The Moline Preservation Society continues to search for a new developer to move the old train depot. And a change in downtown Rock Island parking proves to be good for the city, but an annoyance to motorists. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Scarlett. First, this morning, the Davenport Police Department is reporting an officer-involved shooting after a call came in regarding a man threatening to harm himself. And police say after nearly 3 hours of negotiating, the situation escalated. Authorities say around 7:15 yesterday evening, the Davenport Police Department got a call from a home on the 2800 block of Fair Avenue. The caller made a reference to a man waving guns around and threatening to harm himself, even implying he may want to, quote, die by police fire. When train negotiators arrived on the scene shortly afterwards, authorities say the individual began consuming alcohol and became agitated. And approximately 3 hours later, the situation escalated. According to police, the suspect aggressively advanced towards officers with a gun in his waistband and another in his hand, causing officers to fatally shoot the man. Neither the deceased or the officers involved have been identified. 4 officers have been placed on administrative leave, and the case is currently under investigation. 6 weeks from tonight, voters will head to the polls to take part in the general election. And as the big night draws near, the gubernatorial races in both Iowa and Illinois are tightening. A poll released by Rasmussen reports Iowa Governor Terry Branstad's lead is down to just 6% over his Democratic challenger, Jack Hatch. That poll has a 4% margin of error. In Illinois, the We Ask America poll released this weekend shows Republican Bruce Rauner's once double-digit lead over incumbent Pat Quinn is now down to a mere 3% lead. Libertarian Chad Grimm receiving 6%. That poll has a margin of error of 3%. And with tight races in both states, voter turnout will be crucial. Roland Glenbine tells us just what issues voters say will get them to the polls. Roland?
We talked to dozens of voters on both sides of the river. Now, while no one seemed very pleased with how either race was being run, what they hoped to hear really ran the gamut.
Interest rates low, property taxes from raising.
I want to hear more about health care. That's really confusing to me.
About education.
Health care.
And the economy.
Well, yeah, okay. Health care is one that I'm interested in.
While their interests vary, voters' frustrations are the same in Illinois.
Rauner's too rich, Quinn's a thief.
To Iowa.
They always contradict themselves, and no matter what they say, the other person has something negative to say about what they just said, so you can't really believe any of them.
Negative political ads are getting negative reaction.
I hate them. There's no call for that.
Are demeaning both to the process and to the candidates themselves.
It's just kind of annoying, I think, the way that they down-talk each other.
Say that they don't like the negative ads, they have a visceral reaction to these ads, but all poll data shows for years and years and years that the negative ads end up working.
Augustana College political science professor Dr. Christopher Wett says those ads will only get dirtier between Rauner and Quinn as Election Day nears.
There's definitely a lot of money being spent, and we're seeing negative campaigning at its height.
Witt says Iowa voters could soon see the same. With Jack Hatch making a move in the polls, national money will soon follow.
There's definitely more money pouring in on the Democratic side, because if they could figure out a way to wrestle away that governor's spot, that can actually be helpful for them in 2016.
Witt says while Hatch can take a glimmer of hope from this poll, that race is still far from a toss-up, but adds a close Senate race in Iowa could help Hatch bring in even more national money. Roland Glenbine, CBS4 News This Morning.
Thanks, Roland. And for the latest news on the candidates and the issues from your local election headquarters here at CBS4, just head to our website, ourquadcities.com. Bringing undocumented children from Central America to the Quad Cities is a goal some local leaders have been working on for the past few months, and progress could be on the way. 2 months ago, Mayor Bill Gluba announced his Caring Cities plan in hopes of opening the city of Davenport to undocumented children crossing into the U.S. border illegally. A similar meeting last night is looking to make those plans a reality. 1,000 Kids for Iowa says so far more than 300 homes across Iowa have volunteered to help, about 40 of which are from the Quad Cities.
It doesn't matter. Kids are kids. No matter where they're from, what country they're from, if they need help, we should be able to help them.
If that's their focus, that's great. I encourage people to help as best they can.
If you missed the meeting and still want to learn more or even sign up, that information is on our website, ourquadcities.com. Time is running out for a more than 100-year-old train station in Moline. At Moline City Council tonight, the Moline Preservation Society will ask for more time to find a new developer to help relocate the old train depot after plans to move the entire station to the WIU Quad Cities campus were canceled. The school saying they'd taken on several projects and could no longer commit to this one. The depot building sits in the way of a ramp that will be built for the new I-74 bridge, and with the Moline Preservation Society already having raised nearly $150,000 for the project, they say they're making progress finding a new developer and location.
It's part of our history. Trains help to develop this area. This is our last depot, and lots of towns have depots, and they've done adaptive reuse into coffee shops and other items, even a little bookstore, anything that would, adaptive reuse it and still keep it as part of our history.
The train depot issue will be open for discussion tonight at Moline City Council meeting at 6:30 at City Hall. If you park in the Rock Island downtown area, you may be noticing more parking tickets. That's because in July, the city of Rock Island decided to outsource their parking enforcement, and they say it's bringing more money to the city.
We were hoping for about maybe 13 to 15,000 a year. So if we get 20 to 25, that'll be better than expected.
And 2 months in, the city says with the new private company Permar, there's been a 20% increase in tickets. That money is now going back into the general fund to help pay for city services and the parking program. But residents in Rock Island say they're frustrated.
I come home with, a trunk full of groceries. I'm not going to want to walk, 2 blocks away just to take my, groceries for 5 people, down 2 blocks.
Rock Island officials say this is a 1-year contract, and they'll be deciding whether or not to continue once this year is over. Good morning to you, Anthony. Tough situation because no one really likes parking tickets, but the city is saying this is actually a good thing for them. So hopefully we can find that happy medium at some point.
Yeah, I guess the happy medium would be not on our cars, right? We are looking at mostly clear skies out there right now. 43 degrees our current temperature. We have a dew point of 41. So with that little bit of a difference there, the temperature could drop another degree here or so before it starts rising once the sun comes up. The sun is coming up later each day. So 43 right now in the Quad Cities. We do have mostly clear skies. Notice the high thin clouds blowing out ahead of that rain, fading away for the most part, but it is building in across central Iowa. Now let's talk about that rain. Showers and thunderstorms from Kansas up to Nebraska, and most of that heading northward, but the whole line moving slightly off to the east. So we'll see some high clouds blow into our skies today and a few more of those for tomorrow. But overall, a nice day as that weather system is kept at bay thanks to a strong high pressure system to the east of the Quad Cities. So for today, kids heading off to school with temperatures around 43 to 48 degrees. And this afternoon, temperatures are going to be warmer than yesterday. Yesterday, we hit 71 degrees for the last day of summer on the first day of fall. High temperatures, 72 to 77 degrees.
Now, I know you've mentioned the average for this time of year, and we're pretty close to it, right?
74 is the average high this time of the year.
All right. Well, I'm not complaining to see us near those temperatures, and things looking pretty good for the rest of the week, as you've told us earlier this morning.
Yeah, if you like numbers and you watch the average temperatures to say, well, it's below average right now in September, it'll be interesting to see how we end up the month, because with temperatures, the average temperature is 74, and then by the end of the week it'll drop to 73. Once we warm above that, this month may end up being average after all. But right now it's below average, but warmer days ahead.
All in all, a great start, so I'm not complaining.
Neither am I.
The president of an organization offering over $20,000 in scholarships to Quad City students is live in the studio, coming up next.
Stay with us. You're watching CBS4 News this morning. The time now is 6:09.
You're watching CBS4 News This Morning at 6 with Emily Scarlett and meteorologist Anthony Peoples. This is CBS4 News This Morning.